you've obviously sort of said there's no medication at the moment and no allergies as far as you're aware, and no medical conditions that would affect your treatment at all. But give me a little bit of history, because at the moment you're obviously getting some problems with some breakouts.
Yeah. So the first time I noticed it and it kind of became an issue was probably about 7 or 8 months ago. I started a new personal training plan in the gym, and the supplements I was taking, I started to get these, it almost like a rash down my arms, like really small, fine red spots, which most of them have gone now because I stopped taking them.
Yeah.
That was kind of the main trigger for
Yeah.
it. But then since then, the ones on my back and my chest have started to become more prevalent. It's getting quite big and quite sore and itchy, which I've never had with spots before. And it's probably been the last 9 months where it's been
Just
substantial.
playing up.
And I can't seem to find much of a link to it.
This is one of the difficult things I find a lot of people can go through, is that because acne and other skin inflammation, because it sounds like it didn't necessarily start like acne, but it was some sort of rash which has irritated your follicles, and it's now become perhaps a little bit more like acne, but it might not be acne per se. It sounds like more that something has obviously triggered this reaction within your body. But anything we put into our body, anything we do to our bodies, and including, you know, our mental state, how stressed we are, tiredness, all of these things obviously have an impact on what our skin can be like. And some people, unfortunately, are much more susceptible to that. The process with you is going to be slightly different to a normal acne client, because we're not, like I say, we're not saying actually you definitely have acne. We're saying there is some sort of sensitivity there that's making your skin behave differently. You've obviously removed the main trigger, but something is obviously, it's pushed your body slightly out of balance, and it's now behaving a bit differently. So definitely worth looking at allergy testing and potentially hormonal imbalancements. So what I'm going to be doing is obviously trying to get rid of some of the symptoms, which is the actual lumps and bumps that are sort of popping up and getting irritated at the moment. And we're going to do that with a combination of some peels, laser, and the laser we would focus on to start off with is actually going to be more healing, repairing and anti-inflammatory, because we want to calm everything down. And then depending on how that reacts, I may start going into more of an active acne protocol, or if we see that that is helping and getting the results, then obviously we'll continue to focus down that route. So it's going to be a little bit of a journey, because obviously I've got to see what your skin does and doesn't like, and kind of work with it to kind of hopefully promote it to go in the right direction for you. And there'll also be some ongoing stuff that you can obviously do at home. So some products that you can use that will again help to prep the skin and keep the skin in a healthy condition. A lot of the time when you get a blocked pore or blocked follicle, it is because there's been a slight overgrowth of skin in the area. It could be that it's affecting your actual hair follicles, because again, obviously, especially on the back and on the arms and that, there is quite a lot of hair follicle activity. So again, that can be that the hair follicles are becoming slightly irritated and slightly blocked. So we're going to be trying to unblock the follicles so that the actual follicle itself starts to behave in a more sort of normal way, secreting the oils rather than it becoming trapped underneath. Yeah, I mean, definitely for me, looking at your skin without getting up too close, sort of my initial impressions is there is a little bit of underlying redness in your skin, regardless of you having a few little spots and that. So that to me says there is some sort of sensitivity there. So do you tend to go quite red when you exercise heavily and stuff, or you're not too bad? What would you say you're?
I can do, if it's quite an intense workout,
Yeah, and do you ever get redness at any other time, like when you're drinking, or if you're too hot, or if you're out in the sun, do you go red very quickly?
Yeah, my skin's sensitive to the sun. I don't drink, so I don't notice that.
The first 1 or 2 sessions may not have laser in them, because I might just be doing some peels and cleaning and things like that, but I might decide just individually treat the lesions that I see, so the little spots, to try and get them to calm down.
Sure.
I always had acne on my face as a kid, growing up from like 13 onwards. And then it was like maybe 2 years ago, I started getting just really small ones down my arms, like a rash. And then on my back, they just started to develop into these really big, quite sore spots. And nothing seemed to really shift in them. Like, I wasn't drinking, I stopped cut out sugar, I tried cutting out gluten, and nothing in my diet was seemed to be doing it. In the end, I thought it maybe could have been some gym supplements I was taking, but when I took those out, even still, my skin wasn't getting any better. So when I first came in, that was kind of the thing that I wanted to tackle. I was just seeing what we could actually do to get rid of them. Pretty much every time I've come, it's been a very similar kind of routine. We've just kind of cleaned the area and then done an extraction on any of the active spots, and then laser, and then a bit of like a peel. First time when you get it done, you look back at it, like when I looked in the mirror and it's super red, you just think, is this helping? But then after like 3 days, like when everything's kind of really calmed down, even after like the first session, I noticed like even some of the massive ones had really started to calm down. And then every now and then, some more new ones would crop back up, and we'd just do the same thing over again every time I came back. But what I started to notice was where the big ones had been before, now there was nothing there, and nothing was coming back in that area, so it really was kind of killing off the bacteria right underneath the skin. Up to now, when in between sessions, I've been using like azelaic acid and like a glycolic wash in the shower, just kind of help maintain that and get rid of some of the scarring as well, and the unevenness of the skin tone. It's really helped. So actually smoothing out as well, those two have really helped. It's definitely exceeded my expectations, just because I battled with my skin from such a young age, and it's like I said, like I eat pretty clean, I'm vegan, so I don't have a lot of dairy or like heavy meats, I don't drink, teetotal, I don't take any drugs or anything, so there's nothing in that kind of sense that could make my skin become irritated. So when it came to trying things like in the past, like antibiotics, topical creams, cutting out things in my diet, and not getting much luck, or my body becoming resistant to the antibiotics, I was just at the point of like, what else is there that I can do? Just to see the progress, even like I said in the first session, it's like the third session where like it was now, it like I used to have it all over my back, and now it's going to move just up to the top section around my shoulders. It was amazing to see it actually like getting better for the first time and actually staying better. Not gonna lie, the laser is a bit intense, but yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing. Zuli, who's been doing all my treatment, she's incredible. And her knowledge of everything and how much she shares with you and things that I can do outside of the treatments to help with the progress has been amazing. So I've been really lucky to have her as well.